Mic on? Yeah, the mic's on. What's going on, everybody? So, I haven't made a video in a while. Just haven't been really motivated. Plus, I've had a lot of work stuff that's been taking up my time. So, I decided I'm going to make a video today. This was last minute, completely on a whim. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to remove the seats for the 997. I've looked online, and this is why I'm making this video, is because I looked online and I couldn't find any real good videos of removing 997.2 seats, and I stumbled on one. I did find one for 996 by my buddy James McGrath, Mr. AutoAmateur, but this is a 0.2. It's almost identical except one little piece. Actually, it's identical except one little piece. So I'm going to show you how to remove the front seats in this car. And the reason we're going to remove the front seats is because we just did that long road trip in Cali, and we had lots of to-go food, lots of fast food, had my dog with me, it rained. So I want to pull the seats out and just clean and shampoo the carpets before I put the seats back in. I'm going to pull both out. But I'm going to show you how to remove the front, and a bonus, I'm going to show you how to do a rear seat delete on a 997.2. It's super, super, super easy. You're not going to believe how easy it is. All right, so let's get to it. So first thing we need to do is, little dog, we're not going on another road trip, but thank you for coming. So first thing you need to do is move your seat, slide your seat forward. Watch out, little guy. And I already cheated. I removed the rear bolts. Let me just fast forward this part. So you see right here on both sides, ignore the dirt and debris, we haven't cleaned it yet. So those are E-Torques. This is what's in there. You need an E-Torque socket. It's basically a Torx in reverse. And let's see, what size is this one? This one is, I can't tell you. I mean, they didn't put contrasting on here, so it's hard to read it. Let me see if I have my socket here. Which one's missing? The one right in the middle. So I believe that's an E12. Yeah, because this is an E14. This is an E14. It's a 10, so that's the E12. So an E12 is what will get that out. Now for the front, it's a little bit different. It's the same bolt, but similar to an Audi. Okay, so on the front, this is very similar to like what Audi, Volkswagen have. They have a little plastic cover. It covers up the tracks. It keeps debris and stuff out of the grease in the track, and also just looks nicer. So let me pull that off real quick. I need a screwdriver. Basically, you slide in here and you lift this clip up, and this will just slide right out. So let me go get the right tool for that. Right. So to remove this, slide this in here. I should remove my carpet, huh? Let's get this carpet out of the way. This is just baking soda I put in there to help soak up any odors or anything before I vacuum it out. If you're wondering, like, why do you got white powder in your car? It's not the kind that makes you wealthy. All right, let's put that, just get that in there, bend it up, try not to break it. There. And this'll, once it's loose, it just pops right out. Voila, and there's your other E-Torques. So let me get the ratchet here, excuse me, little dog, and we'll pull this out. Hard to do this with one hand, but all right, I broke it free with I had to put the phone down so I could break it free and just work this back and forth. It's pretty tight, but it should be because it's attached to the frame of the car. You could use a power tool right here, but one good thing about using hand tools is you get feedback and you know how tight something is. You don't over torque it or under torque it when you use hand tools. Voila. Come on. One more. So I gotta get that one off and then the seat's out. So let me get that one out real quick. All right, so I'm trying to position the camera here so we are in a wide angle position and so you can see me get the seat out. Or as my buddy Mr. McGraw says, the chairs. It must be an English thing. I don't know why he says chairs because these are seats, but he says chairs. So let's see if we can get the chairs loose. Aha. So that's something that's different from the 996 to the 997. On the 997, the 996 on his video, they rotated the seat forward to get to the motor and the wire harness that's it was on the back side. On this one, it's right here on the front. I guess Porsche found a better, easier way to do it. So it's right here. And it's actually very easy to access because if you watch that video, the 996, this wire harness is hitting right up against the electric motors. On this 997.2, they're not even close. So I'm gonna pull this off real quick. Sorry if my head's in the way. Pull this. Pull that out. And bam, that's out. I need to pull this. Oh, one more thing before I forget. I should have said this first. Disconnect your battery. If you do not disconnect your battery first, then when you're all said and done and you go turn your car on, you're going to have an airbag light because the seats have side airbags in them. I have a iCarSoft scanner, so I was able to just clear the fault, turn the car off, turn it back on, it cleared. If you want to avoid that, just disconnect your battery first before you unplug your seats. And then do everything I just did, and then reconnect your battery. Now, as I'm saying it, I'm realizing how kind of silly that's going to be because you have to move the seat back and forth to access the bolts. So that's going to be a pain in the ass. Well, that was about as clear as mud. Let me say it again. Move your seat to the position you need to move to remove your mounting bolts. Once you have those bolts out, then disconnect your battery and unplug your wire harness. And then when you put it all back together, do it in reverse order. Connect your wire harnesses, reconnect your battery, and then you can put your bolts in. That way you can move the seat forward and back so you can access the bolts. That's what I meant to say. All right, watch the rest of the video now. Come on, baby. There you go, it's out. All right, so it's hard to see because I got it in wide angle, but basically there's just two connections. This one, there's a black lever here. I'll show you up close in a minute. You pull it out and this just pulls straight out. And then this one has this red lock. You pull this red lock tab out and then you can just pull it off. It was just tight to come off. There's another connection in there. You don't have to remove that. As of right now, the seat is free of the wire harness so I can pull it out. So we're going to try to gently and carefully pull this seat out without scratching or damaging anything. Shouldn't be too heavy. It's a little heavy, but it's not that bad. Huh. I guess we'll leave it in the lock position, brother. Oh, there we go. Base and seat. And we got, just like that, one seat out, or chair, as AutoAmateur says. It's actually not as dirty as I thought it was going to be. It's pretty dirty. It's some old fries here. Yeah, we'll clean all this up here in a second. So let me show you up close what we were working with. Let me zoom in. Hey, don't eat that. Get out of there. Get out of there. No. I'm gonna vacuum that. This is the tab. This one just this is the big one, and it just pulls straight out. Here's the locking one. It plugs straight in like that. All you have to do is pull this tab out. When it's locked in, this goes all the way down. Just pull it out the way it's sitting right now. You pull it out this way, and then you can just pull it out. I had to pry on it a little bit on this end because it was kind of tight. And let me show you on the bottom of the chair. See, damn it, AutoAmateur's got me saying chair now instead of seat. All right, so on the bottom of here, the yellow one goes right in here, so yellow to yellow. This is the lock. You just have to pull this lock out and it'll release it. Here's the second one that you do not have to remove, but it has the same lock feature, so I can show you that. So you can see, you just, if you can get your fingernail in there, great. If you can use a screwdriver, be careful because these are plastic. That's unlocked. That's locked. Simple. And here's your motors. And then it comes out. I've seen other ones that have a different, here's the I guess the computer or controller for it. I've seen other ones that have a different wider one, but this is how it is on these seats. This is the C4S seat. It's a 4-way, or I think it's 4-way, 8-way out, I'm not sure. The basic one, but with the encrusted logo. So whatever version of seat that is, that's what I have. So now we're gonna clean this up, vacuum it, and reinstall in reverse order. Rear seats, let me show you real quick. Super simple. So, hello little girl, what are you doing? What you doing, little girl? All right, let me zoom out. So, with my little model here, I need that seat pad. Come here. Come here, go on the other side. Go on the other side. All right, go over there with your daddy. Thank you. All right, so the seat pan itself, 997.2. You're gonna love this. It's Velcroed on. One seat pan. Out. So we're already halfway to rear seat delete. To pull these off, if you flip them down, and I only know because I did this one time for another reason, I didn't record it. Actually, I got ahead of myself. Pull this plastic cover off. There's a Torx bolt that goes through it. Pull the Torx bolt out, and then you can, with that Torx bolt out, you can, that little part right there has a bar that goes through both of those backrests. You can wiggle it and get one backrest out, slide the bar out, get the other backrest out, complete seat delete removal. Complete rear seat delete. And then I guess you could also remove the seatbelt anchor, and for the upper part of the seat belts. Let me show you this. So the slot, so on the seat belts, you see this little button? If you really wanted to, pop this button off because this is going to stop this from going down, right? You unbolt it from there, pop this button out, and you can always buy these new. They're cheap. They're like 30 cents. It's a plastic rivet, basically. And then you can tuck this whole thing inside of here. And if you remove this, you can put a little, I think you can reinstall just this cover, and it will look like a full rear seat delete. And it'll probably look factory. I like to leave my seats in here because with my seats in here, I have space on the seat base, and a lot of times I'll do this. So I'll put stuff in here, and I'll put stuff on top of here, so it's like a double. And then using that, I have like a triple shelf system. And if I'm driving around with my little doggies, I like to put stuff in here. They like to stand on here, look out the windows, because it has really good visibility. Or if I have nothing in there, sometimes they'll crawl in there because it's like a little cave for them, and it's comforting. So that's why I haven't deleted it. But if you want to delete your seats, super easy job. All right, so I got the passenger seat out. Now let me get the driver's seat out, vacuum, put everything back together. Vacuum, shampoo, put everything back together. All right, sorry if the voice has changed. I took off my microphone. But real quick, I wanted to show you this. On the driver's side, it is a little bit different. Let me roll this chair back without messing up both the chair. Damn it, AutoAmateur, you got me saying chair now. So on the driver's side, it does have a different connector. That's the same. This connector is different, and this ECU is different. This is the ECU I thought it was on the passenger side. I don't know why they put a different one on the drivers than the passengers, but they did. And I'll show you what that looks like in the car. In the car, it's actually easier to take off the driver's side. Still got this one. That lock is on that side, so it's opposite from you. I think it's like that actually, but this is a different connector, but it's easier to get off because there's no lock. There's just you just got to press that down. I mean, there's a lock, but it's not like that red lock. Just press this down and pull it straight out, and that's it. And we got some cleaning to do. Not too bad. I used this tool here. This is an interior tool, but I used it for prying between here and here on this area, so I could reuse this. But I think I broke this one. Not a big deal. The other one I know I didn't break. And you can always just zip tie this section right into the same hole where that's supposed to go. We'll see when I go put it all back together. Super easy job, simple DIY. Just wanted to share that with you because I haven't shared a video with you guys. There's some more stuff I want to do, but it's just going to depend on, you know, how my day job goes and money and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm not sponsored, everything's coming out of my pocket. If you'd like to sponsor me, please feel free, reach out. And I'm not talking about the Instagram spammers, those guys. I'm talking about legitimate sponsors. I'll tell you projects I would love to do to this car. I just haven't decided to pull that trigger yet. I'd like to put an IPD plenum on here. I also want to put in that little nylon or Teflon insert into the transmission mount for the PDKs. I want to do that. Eventually, depending on money, put a quality coilover suspension on here so we could lower the car and maintain the ride height. I miss how low and nice the stance was with the H&R springs, but I do not miss the ride. It wasn't uncomfortable, but it rides better stock form than it does with H&R springs because this car has PASM. So I'm able to functionally use the PASM. So if I go to coilover, I want a coilover with PASM. I don't want to lose that ability. Sport Chrono package. I'd like to add the Sport and Sport Plus. This car does not have Sport and Sport Plus. It has a tuned ECU, and I've got exhaust, but I do not have the Sport and Sport Plus settings. I'd like to add those and see if I can talk into GIE, see if we can somehow configure it to work all together and be happy. So those are things I'd like to do in the future, but I don't know which we're going to do, or if we're going to do any of them, or if we're going to trade and sell the car and get a newer car. We don't know any of that right now. Right now we're just kind of going with the flow. So this is the end of my short, kind of boring video. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. What y'all doing in the car?